The Rinnegan, the strongest eye technique in the Naruto universe. This eye is hyped up throughout the entire series. Allow me to read a direct quote. It is said that in times of disorder, one who wields the Rinnegan is sent down from the heavens to become either a god of creation who will calm the world, or a god of destruction who will reduce everything to nothingness. Yeah, the Rinnegan, of course, known for its concentric circles covering the eyeball. It's basically the direct upgrade to the Sharingan and Mangekyo Sharingan the Uchihas have. And to awaken it, you got to do this whole thing where you combine the chakra of Indra and Ashura to, get it going, which involves this whole reincarnation, six-path, sage thing, Hagoromo's kids, whatever. We don't need to talk about how you awaken it, because we're mainly talking about the Rinnegan that we see Pain use. Because everybody else has the Rinnegan at some point, like Sasuke's got it, but we're mainly talking about the one we see used the most throughout the series, which is Pain, or Nagato Uzumaki's. And this is awoken by Madara by combining the chakra of Hashirama, by doing the whole face in his chest thing. Show a photo. God, it's yucky. It's a little freaky. But Madara awakens the Rinnegan on his deathbed, gives it to Pain, and that's the pair that we see wreak the most havoc on the Leaf Village. The Rinnegan is mainly seen to give access to the 6 paths techniques. The first path, the Deva path, which is able to manipulate attractive and repulsive forces. This is how Pain manages to do all his aura farming, where he stands up in the middle of the sky and then drops a giant crater on the Leaf Village. Pretty sick. Then we have the human path, which allows Pain to read people's minds and also remove their souls. Then there's the animal path, which allows the user to summon a wide variety of animals. And then we've got the Preta path, which allows the Rinnegan user to, of course, absorb chakra. Usually these are like the cool black rods that are sticking out of Pain at all times. Then we have the Naraka path, which allows the Rinnegan to summon the King of Hell. He's this big mouth, and he heals things and absorbs souls and whatnot. Yeah, the Rinnegan's weird. And then the 5th path, of course, is the outer path, allowing the user some dominion over life and death. And the final path that we're here to talk about is the Ashura path, which allows the user to augment their body with mechanized limbs, weaponry, and armor, like missiles, rocket hands. This guy has a cannon on his head, which in the world of Naruto is incredibly out of left field. This is theoretically a ninja anime, and rockets, missile hands, and stuff like that really don't come to mind when I think about ninjas at all. Which brings us to the question, how does the Rinnegan know how to do that? You see, the Rinnegan is objectively an alien technique, as it is seen in some way, shape, or form on all the Otsutsuki aliens that pop up in Naruto. Yeah, there's aliens. If you haven't made it that far in Naruto, yeah, the big bad guys are aliens. Yeah. So, obviously, the weapons we see in the Ashura path must be because the aliens are hyper-advanced in science and weaponry, except the more you think about it, that kind of falls apart, because the Otsutsuki are alien parasites that go from planet to planet, dropping these big, planet-eating plants that slurp up all the chakra and genetic material, and then they eat the fruit, and then they get stronger and evolve, leaving the planet dead and lifeless. If you kind of think about it like that, you're like, all right, when are they having the time to make weapons? And you can't really say that they found it on a planet, because most of the time they just eat the planets. So civilizations don't really get a chance to rise up. The only reason we actually see life in Naruto is because Kaguya betrays her clan. She goes, actually, I don't want to eat this planet. There's a hot guy. I'm going to have kids. And the only reason Earth can even do chakra is because, again, Kaguya made some freaky kids that then had chakra and then taught other people how to use chakra. And so, yeah, humans didn't know how to do that until Kaguya and the Otsutsuki came around. So before we get to the main thesis of the video, let's talk about the 6 paths technique and where it gets its inspiration from. It is inspired by the 6 realms of samsara. Basically, your soul, when you die, you reincarnate somewhere in these 6 realms of samsara, and you go around the different realms, dying and going around, until eventually your soul reaches enlightenment. And then you escape samsara, and you are like the Buddha, very sick. So, the Ashura path is in Samsara as well. It's basically this demigod realm where there's constant war and strife and cool weaponry and battles and everything. So it makes perfect sense flavor-wise why you would have, missile hands and arms and rockets and, cannon head. But couldn't the Rinnegan have given you, like, power over kunai and, like, shurikens and stuff? Actual technology of the era. Well, to understand this a little bit more, there is, in Hindu mythology, cool divine weapons called astras, which sound super similar to modern-day weapons of mass destruction. Let me give you a couple good examples. We have Indastra, which is Indra's cool celestial weapon, which is capable of splitting itself into numerous copies to attack the enemy. Kind of, in my head, I'm imagining like those splinter missiles that like fracture and make a bunch of little more missiles and then blow people up. Another good example is the Agneastra, which is a weapon capable of reducing armies to dust via inextinguishable flames. That kind of sounds like a nuke. Our military technology in the Naruto world would seem also like insane divine weaponry, is kind of the point I'm trying to make. Anyways, I get it. I fully understand. We have talked about the history behind the six paths. We understand why it can be represented with modern weapon technology. The gaping hole is now, how do we make the cannon heads and the missiles? Where did they learn how to do that? Where did that come from? To at least attempt to answer this, I regrettably had to learn more about Boruto than I ever wanted to. If you don't know, Boruto is the sequel to Naruto, and it's about his kid, and there's more aliens, and it's generally not well received. In my dive into the Rinnegan and sort of all the stuff that involves that, I found that there is this guy called Urashiki Otsutsuki, and this guy's Rinnegan lets him rewind time a few seconds. Yeah, that's kind of crazy, right? I didn't know that you could do that. I immediately thought it must have been bullshit because, you just Google like time powers Rinnegan and you're like, well, that's insane. They can't be doing that. But it's Boruto. So I figured, all right, they don't care anymore. So it might be canon. And then further Googling about Boruto and time travel revealed to me that there is a full-on time travel arc in Boruto. Yeah, spoiler alert, they go back in time. They have actual time travel that is canon. They use this time travel turtle artifact that is apparently, and this is very important, well known to the Otsutsuki. Either they developed this time travel artifact or whatnot, but this Urashiki guy knew about the time travel turtle already. So that establishes some precedent for my weird explanation for how the Rinnegan knows how to do that. Apparently, though, this time travel arc is horrible and just bad, and no one liked it, except they have Jiraiya back, which is cool. We love Jiraiya. But yeah, it's canon, and it gives a slight possible explanation for the Ashura path and where they get the missiles and the rocket hands and the cannon head. Time travel, obviously. So we have it established in canon that time travel is an ability the Otsutsuki have sometimes. Urashiki can do a little bit of time rewind. He knew about the time turtle. That's two strikes that the Otsutsuki know about time travel and could figure it out or have figured it out at some point. I don't know. I think somewhere down the line in the Boruto world where they have made giant leaps in technology, you can make techniques and put them in like a little wristwatch and like shoot them and stuff. Boruto is like crazy technologically advanced compared to Naruto. So it's not out of the ordinary to assume, all right, they got missiles and stuff kind of down the line. And then one of the Otsutsuki discover all this badass technology and go, yeah, this could be good for like subjugating other planets. Explosions are good. Everyone loves explosions. So let me program that into my Rinnegan in the past. Let me take this back to the boys at home. It's a very Terminator situation. They have the cool technology in the future, but then they go back into the past to make sure that technology comes about. But my answer is basically time travel. That's how the Rinnegan knows how to do that. Yeah, Naruto's fun, isn't it, guys? Am I wrong? Yeah, probably. I don't know. No one really had an explanation for how the Rinnegan knows how to do that. Then again, they don't really explain a lot in Naruto in terms of how the eyeballs know how to do that. Like how does everybody's eyes know how to make the frickin' Susanoo? How does that work? How did your eye know how to do that? I don't know. Whatever. So it could have just been some throwaway power to make Pain look like a badass, which he definitely did. He aura farmed the hell out of everybody in the Leaf Village by looking sick with his weapons and everything. But in my mind, now I have a clear reason for how the Rinnegan knows how to do that, and that's time travel. So thanks for sticking around this long. Hopefully this theory is fun and you like it, even though it involves time travel and understanding alien life cycles, which is more than I ever thought I'd have to learn for our Naruto video. But do you agree? Do you even care? Maybe not. But those who do care, you're welcome. I fixed it for you. Now you know how the Rinnegan knows how to do that. And I hope this satisfies you as an answer to that. If you like my content, you can support me via Patreon, linked down below. I'm going to have all my fun patrons going by right now. Look at that. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Also, subscribe for more anime content. I don't know. I talk about anything. But leave comments down below. Yeah. All right. This was Quips talking. Yeah. Bye-bye.